Okay, now let's see if by drawing an ogive and by calculating the cumulative frequency and drawing the ogive, if you can obtain a median and a interquartile range that matches what we have over here. All right, so let's do this. So so there are three. All right, there are three. So far, there are three pieces of data that are equal to or less than 324. Okay, and if we combine 3 and 18 together, we would have 21 values that are equal to or less than 349. And then we're going to add 21 to 47. That will give us 68. This means there are 68 values that are equal to or less than 374. If I add 68 to 32, we would get 100. It means there are 100 again 100 values that are equal to or less than 399, and we'll just continue. So the next one will be 100 plus 114, that gives us 114, and finally we add 114 to 6, giving us 120. So that's a nice number to work with. Alright, so now we can go by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Alright, so we'll work with, we don't want to clutter up the y axis, but this will give us a pretty good set of divisions to work with. So we have up to 120, and so our class centers. So we have our class centers at 312. We have another class center at 337. We have a class center at 362. We have a class center at 387. We have a class center at 412, and we have a class center at 437. Awesome. So let's draw our cumulative frequency chart. Okay, so the first one would have only 3. So assuming that this is 5, 3 will be somewhere here. So that's our first column. Now, the next one would be 21. That's our next column here. So 21 would be somewhere here. That's this is 30. This is 25. 21 would be somewhere here. All right. 68 will be somewhere here. 68, 70, 68, 65, 68 will be somewhere here. So that's right. All right, next one. 337 is going to match up to 100. So we got 100 here. Okay, notice how quickly it tends to increase and then taper off towards 120. So the next one, 412, we will have 114, so there will be somewhere here. 114 will be somewhere here. And finally, we have 6 or 120 here. There you go. Alright. It shows you that at the extreme ends, alright, it grows slower because there are less people in the population who have extreme values. Alright, so now we're going to draw the ogive. Okay, so the ogive, to draw the ogive, we start from the bottom left hand corner of the first column and join that to the top right hand corner of the first column. Alright, and then we continue this process, joining this point to the upper right hand corner of the next piece. Now of course I should be using a ruler for this, and so should you. Alright, so I'm going to use a ruler here. Now you could see the ogive initially increasing really quickly and then tapering off at the end. Let's take a look. There you go. Alright, now so let's take a look at where the median is. The median is at 60. Alright, so the median is the point where 50% of the population is has a lower height, has a smaller height than that point. So looking at 60, we produce a line, a horizontal line, and draw it towards the ogive. And from where the ogive is, we drop a vertical line downwards right here. Okay. All right. We'll make an estimate of what that value is at some point. But in the meantime, we will then now look for the next value, which is the first quartile. Now the first quartile is where is a score where 25% of the population fall below that. So 25% of the population will be at 30. So we're going to draw a line. Well, it matches pretty closely to this line over here. We'll just draw it there. All right. All right. So we just making the approximation that this horizontal line touches the ogive along this line over here. So that's somewhere here. All right, and so that's our Q. This is our Q1. This is the median. And let's take a look at Q2. Alright, Q2 would be again halfway between 60 and 120. That will put us at 90. So we're going to produce a line and draw it towards the ogive. Then we're going to drop a line down from here. Okay, so this will be our Q3. Now let's estimate what these values are. Right, so we bear in mind that there is a difference of 24 from one class center to the other. So in between, the midpoint between each of the class centers is about 12. Okay, so let's take a look. Our Q1 would be 12 from 312 larger than 337. So 12 plus 337 would make Q1 be equal to 349. So Q1 it would be approximately 349. M is just slightly less than halfway between 362 and 387. So what we'll do is we'll take maybe 6 instead of 12. So we'll add 6 to 362. That will give us 368. That will be our median. And finally, for Q3, Q3 is halfway between this point and this point over here. But this point, as you know, is about 12 more than 387. So we'll add 6 to 387. That will give us 393 as the Q3.